Good morning, children. Welcome to online classes DEO Nalgonda. I am Vishnu, School Assistant in English at JP High School, Mavidala in Tippattimal. Today, we are going to learn about or discuss an important unit of your class 10 English. Shall we move on? Let me show you a picture. Look at this. Yes. This is the entire concept of this unit, human relations. You know very well how the human relations are diminishing in these modern days in the society. Okay, so under this unit we have three types of readings. Reading A, the journey. Reading B, another woman. And reading C, the never nest. So let us discuss in detail one by one. Children, now you can see the picture. So if you open your textbooks, you can see the picture. So what do you see? So this is a picture of an old man, and the scenery. Can you guess what do you see in the picture? Is it a village, countryside, or town side? Great. You can easily guess what situation is there, what is the background of this picture. Here, an old man is sitting alone and children are playing, and a man is carrying something on his shoulder and two goats, and some people are discussing on the dais, and a woman carrying something on her head, and two women are at the hand pump for water. So here some lines are given to describe the feelings of an old man. So look at the picture and read the following excerpt from the diary of a 72-year-old man. Do you know, children? He is 72 years old. Do you have old people at home? Of course. Yes, here are the lines. Is the old man happy or unhappy? Right? Undoubtedly, he is not happy. We don't know the reason behind his unhappiness, but he is feeling sad, that he is feeling that he is neglected, ignored. As I sit here alone and waiting, I gaze at people passing me by. I try to smile and reach out to them, but no one notices, no one waits. They look to me like I am nothing, or they are afraid to be seen saying hi to an old man like me. These are the feelings of this old man. So he is sitting alone and waiting for someone to wish him about his whereabouts, how he is, how his health is. And he is gazing at the people. Gaze means to look surprisingly. The people who are passing by this old man. You can see everybody is busy with their works, but nobody is noticing the old man. I try to smile and reach out to them. The old man tries to smile, but nobody notices his smile. But no one notices, no one waits. Everybody is busy doing their activities without noticing the old man. They look to me like I am nothing. Do you understand the feeling of this old man? He feels that all those people who are passing by, they are neglecting this old man. Or they are afraid to be seen saying hi. Generally, whenever you meet your friends, you say, what do you say? You say hi, or hello, or good morning, or good afternoon, or good evening. But nobody was there to wish him or to greet him, as he is very old man. An old man like me, he is questioning. Are these people afraid of me, wishing by saying hi or hello or good morning or good afternoon, good evening? Right. So this is about face sheet, human relations. Okay. Now, let us move on to the important part of this unit 3. The journey. Children, do you know the meaning of the word journey? Try to guess, otherwise I will give you the meaning. So, the word journey has multiple meanings. One meaning is to travel, to make a journey, to travel from one place to another. Or a trip, a short journey. So in this reading, the journey, so this is a narrative, the discourse of this reading is a narrative. A narrative is nothing but a story with some important characters. The story moves around those characters. So there is a slight difference between a story and a narrative. Let us discuss later. But the discourse of this reading is a narrative. Main characters of this reading is characters. First one, an old man, old father. Second one, an educated young son. Or an educated young man or son. So these two characters are important characters of this area. Children, I hope you will remind your families and family members how you behave with your family members. What kind of relations you are maintaining with your family members. Right. So as your children, as your future generation, you should know the value of human relations. If you don't have human relations in a proper way, if you don't have healthy relations with your family members or with your fellow beings, there will be very difficult situation. So let me read out some paragraphs for your comprehension. Okay. After spending a leisurely Sunday at home, the very thought of returning to work on Monday is tiring. Lethargy creeps in if the holiday continues over an extended period. That is how I felt when I was preparing to return to my place of work after spending 6 months at home. The fact that I was to leave behind my newly-wed wife and go to a far-off place did not help either. Obviously, I did not want to go. Here the narrator I refers to the narrator. The narrator. Who is this narrator? Yes, we have already discussed this. This story has two important characters: an old father and an educated young man or young son. So here, this I refers to the young man. He is a government officer, a well-educated government officer, and his parents are illiterates. And this young man was doing a job at a distant place, far away from his native village. So he spent his holidays at home, and he was about to go back to his place of work. And after spending leisurely Sunday at home, generally you also feel somewhat difficult to go back to school after spending holidays, maybe term holidays. In the same way, this young man, this narrator, spent 6 months of time at his native village, and after the leaves are completed, he was to go back to his place of work to continue his job. Otherwise, it will be treated as unpaid leave. Okay. However, I finally did decide to go. So, after thinking over to move back to place of work, he finally decided to go back to his place of work. But what was the problem this time? And what is the purpose of his visit? Let us see. I did not have much to carry by way of luggage, just a trunk. So he has a box. So he did not have much luggage this time. Ours is a hilly terrain without any motorable roads, and there is no certainty that we are ever going to have any roads. In any case, while coming home, we do not carry bedding. Besides, if I had come home this time round for a special purpose. Earlier, he spent his leisure time at his native village. But this time, his visit was a special purpose. What is that? He came to his native village to get married. That means he wanted to invite another woman into his life as a life partner. My parents had arranged my marriage. So do you remember the speaker of this paragraph? Yes, undoubtedly he is the young man. His parents arranged for his marriage. So initially I thought of extending my leave, even taking unpaid leave, but after some dilly-dallying means thinking over for a long time to make a decision. As he was married now, So he did not take immediate decision to go back to his place of work because of his newly-wed wife. So he had to leave his newly-wed wife with his parents, at his native village, and go back to his place of work. So it was somewhat difficult for a newly married person. Finally, I decided against it because marriage had increased my responsibilities and I had got into debt. So due to his marriage, he had to borrow some money from others. And all his leaves were availed by himself. And finally he decided to go back to his place of work. On my way home from the bus stop, my trunk had been carried by a porter. The problem now was we couldn't find anyone who could help me carry the trunk to the bus stop. At another time of year, we would have easily found someone to help me. But now, most of the villagers were busy in the fields. Nobody had time to spare for me. In fact, carrying the trunk should not have been such a worry for me, except that my education had made me shun physical labor. After all, I was a government officer, and the idea of people seeing me carry my own luggage was not at all amusing. Otherwise, for a young man like me, it should not have been an issue to carry a 20-kilo chest on my back. Children, here is a problem this time. Earlier, his luggage was carried by another person, a coolie, a porter, a person who is paid some money for carrying goods. This time, he had a problem. All the villagers were busy and they didn't give him time. Nobody was available to carry his a light weight luggage. Even though just it was a 20 kilo of weight, as a young man, he could carry. But what stopped him, the only thing that stopped him from carrying the luggage is his education. He felt that he was being an officer, a government officer. It was not good to carry his luggage on his back. He wanted to get some other's help to carry his luggage to the bus stop. But all the villagers were busy in their fields, their agricultural work. This was the problem. And he was thinking over how to carry his luggage, being an officer. So he was hesitating to do that. What would you do, children, if you were in this young man's place? Would you carry your luggage to the bus stop? Just think over. So, education is a powerful weapon to change our lifestyle, to change our attitude, to change our way of thinking. It should improve, it should develop a positive attitude in our mind. So, not feeling shy to do our own things, to do ourselves. Finally, my father came up with a solution. As this young man, officer, was thinking over how to carry his luggage to the bus stop, being an officer. His father You know, children, who is his father? He was an uneducated, unlettered person, an old man. You might have seen, you might have come across this type of situation in your village. So, as educated, we should be helpful to our parents, not to trouble them anymore, because they did their efforts to make you an educated. Then why should they feel troublesome again? Finally, his father came up with a solution. What did he say? Don't worry, I myself will see you off at Diram. Diram is a bus stop. There, this young man was to catch the bus. So he was to travel, he was to make his journey from his native village to the bus stop, Diram. So, who came to help him? His father finally decided to help his son. I mean, he was ready to carry his son's luggage without any shame, because he is always helpful to his family members. He loved his son. He had much affection with his son. Generally, our parents also do the same thing. They don't feel shy. They don't go back to do a favor to their children. The same thing should be followed by you, children, in future, after you becoming parents. So when his father said this, what did this young man say? I protested. I means here the young man. Protested means not agreed. The young man said that, no father, you need not carry my luggage. How could I allow my old father to carry my trunk? Here trunk means a box of luggage. What would people think? What would they say? But I failed to dissuade him. It was decided that father would carry the chest. So here the chest means the part of our body. First one meaning. And here chest means the box of luggage. So all these questions were moving in the young man's mind. What are those questions? How could I allow my father to carry my trunk? What would people think if I make my father carry my luggage to the bus stop? Being a young man, how can I make my father to carry my luggage? What would they say? Generally, if a young man simply walking beside an old man who was carrying a luggage, what would the people say? Generally find fault with the young man. But I failed to dissuade him. But he could not convince his father. The father did not accept to stop his carrying son's luggage. It was decided that father would carry the chest. Finally, what was decided? That this old father would carry his son's luggage. Do you think is it suitable? No idea. A large crowd gathered at our place the day I was to leave. So this is all rural situation, village situation. You might have seen. People had to come to wish me luck. It was 20 minutes past 10. 10:20 time when I left for Diram. In the morning, both the father and the son left for the bus stop Diram at 10:20. I mean 20 minutes past 10 in the morning. My father had already left. As I had to do a bit of catching up, I walked fast. 3 kilometers down the road, I caught up with my father. Father said, so father was walking very fast, faster than his son. Even though father was an old man, he was in sound health. He was walking very faster than his son. So, after 3 kilometers of walk, the young man would catch up with his father. Father said, what did he say? You are late. Would you like to rest for some time? What did his father say? My dear son, why are you late? Do you have any problem? This is parents' heart. Generally, parents worry about the comfort and happiness of their children. The same heart. Why are you late, my son? Would you like to rest for some time? My dear son, shall we have a stop? Shall we stop? Do you like to take some rest? So, as the area was not motorable roads, there are no motorable roads. Look at this picture, children. You might have seen this kind of. So, this is a hilly area and without motorable roads. Means the roads are not convenient, not suitable for motor vehicles. Hilly area. Okay? So, they are moving on. So, having walked fast, I was tired. Here, I means the narrator, the young man, educated young man, and a government officer. Moreover, I had to cross 2 hills on the way up to the spot. I quickly sat down on a rock. My father laughed at my plight. Plight means here difficult situation. Now, who is troubled? Either the father or the son? Undoubtedly, the young man. The old man is very healthy. He was walking very fast without any tiresomeness. He was not tired. He was not at all tired. But the young man was tired of walking fast because he was habituated to luxurious life, being an officer. So he was in trouble. And his father laughed at his son. So this little distance has tired you? Rest for a while, but we have to be in time for the bus, father said. My dear son, why are you so tired? Do you want to rest for some time? But we have very short time to reach the bus stop. Otherwise, they will miss the bus. Father was quiet for some time. Quiet. Here, quiet means silent. Q-I-E-T. Quiet means silent. He thoughtfully looked at the sun for a moment. He looked at the sun like this. Father looked at the sun. And then his eyes fell on the can of homemade wine that I was carrying. Wetting his lips with his tongue, he said in a matter of fact manner, I am thirsty. Right. As both the father and the son were walking down the hill to reach the bus stop, Dhiram. And it might be a hot day. Father looked at the son and his son was carrying a can of homemade wine to quench their thirst in the middle of the walking. Naturally, wetting his lips, wetting it to make our lips wet when they are dry with the help of our tongue. Like this. When do you say like this? When you feel thirsty, when you want to drink some water. Naturally, father looked at the son's carrying a can of homemade wine and he said that, I am thirsty, my son. Then I gave him the can of wine. The son promptly handed over the can of wine to his father. He poured himself a mug and handed me the can. Father took the can of wine, poured some in the mug and handed the can to the son. He drank all of it at one go. He then arranged the belt that was attached to the trunk carefully on his forehead. So this was the picture. My father carrying my luggage on his back and me following him with a tiny bag in my hand. We were walking up a narrow hilly road and neither of us uttered a word as if we were strangers who spoke different languages. I did not know what was going on his mind. From time to time, it was crossed my mind that it was improper for me to let father carry the luggage. I wanted to tell him that I would like to carry the trunk myself, but my guilt and shame did not allow me to do so. This self-consciousness had probably to do with my education, the white-collar job that I had, or quite simply my pride. Somehow, I had the feeling that if I carried the luggage, my father and my people, in fact, the whole world would laugh at me and I would be belittled. After having a glass of a mug of wine, father handed over the can to his son and keeping the luggage on his back, his son's luggage on his back. In spite of being old man, at that old age, he was carrying the luggage easily, whereas this young son was simply following his father with a small bag in his hand. And some questions were moving in the mind of young man. So if I carried my luggage, what would the whole world think of me? I would be insulted, I would be ashamed. Both the father and the son were moving on to reach the bus stop in time. So, father had provided for my education. Now all these things are moving in the young man's mind. What their parents, what his parents did for him. Father, he is narrating. Father had provided for my education and I have been able to realize his dreams. My parents were truly proud of me. It was through me that they had earned a greater degree of admiration and respect from my villagers. My father would not like to see me carrying a trunk on my back and would be very hurt if I did so. I concluded that it would be better to let him carry it. Father was used to carrying luggage anyway. He was stronger and more skilled than me in these matters. I had never got used to physical labor, having stayed in hostels right from my childhood. So in spite of my youth and strength, I was physically useless. I continued walking silently with my father. We rested at two places on the way and I had our tiffin, but we hardly talked. Finally, we reached Dirab. While walking to the bus stop, in fact, these two persons are father and son. So, how do you behave with your parents, closely or distant? Will you maintain silence while walking with your parents? No. We generally speak something with our parents to forget our labor, our tiresomeness. But this fellow, this young man, had no conversation with his father while walking. They were moving like strangers. Strangers means unknown persons, new persons. We don't speak, we don't move freely with new persons. The same situation is going on, even though they are father and son. And one more thing is moving in his mind. What did he say? Because of his job, because of his education, even though his father, his parents provided him good education to become an officer, what did he think? He thought that his education and job provided their parents to get respect from the villagers. Is it a right way of thinking? No, I don't think so. And he says that he spent all his time from the childhood in hostels. That's why they had no close relations, no intimacy with his parents. There is no close human relations among the family members. So this is not a good sign. Finally, we reach Diram. Here we means we refers to these two persons, father and son. The bus from Tawang had not yet reached Diram and we had some time in hand. We entered a tea shop and sat facing each other. Father appeared tired. I felt sorry for him but couldn't bring myself to say anything. I asked the waiter to get us 2 cups of tea. Just as I was going to take my first sip, I heard father's voice. Finally, after some time, they reached the bus stop. Do you remember the name of the bus stop? Yes, that is Diram. So, they reached the bus stop in time. The bus had not yet reached from Tawang, from other place. They had left a little time. Meanwhile, they entered a tea stall to have a cup of tea. And after sitting, after facing each other, there was no conversation. Both were silent, as though they were unknown persons, as though they were strangers, as though they were new persons. Is it a good thing between a father and a son? Not at all a good thing. So try to be closer and closer with your parents. Try to help your parents. Try to know the troubles of your parents after you becoming adults. Try to take care of your old parents after you becoming a responsible citizen. Okay? Finally his father opened his mouth. What is his voice? Do you have a pair of old shoes? You can ask. Do you have a pair of old shoes? This is a question. Who questioned this? Can you guess? Children? Yes, you can. Who is the speaker of this sentence? Either the father or the son Undoubtedly, the old father. His father asked his son for a pair of old shoes. Generally, fathers like to use their sons' clothes and shoes because they can't easily forget the relations, affection with their children. So we can understand how innocent his father is. Did your father ask you for a old pair of shoes? Then the young man, why? I ask. Who asked? The young man asked his father. Look at this. The road is uneven and full of pebbles. It hurts while walking. Now they reach the bus stop, and after the young man departs, leaves his father had to go back to his village on foot. Then he silently told his son, the road is uneven. Uneven means not smooth, soft to walk. It is full of pebbles, means small stones. Now we have decent roads of tar roads and cement roads. But in this hilly area, there are no tar roads or cement roads, or all are metal roads. They are not even roads with ups and downs. Sometimes they may fall down. Then, when his father asked for his old pair of shoes, son's old pair of shoes, and the reason he told, then the young man looked at his father's feet, bare feet. Bare feet means without shoes on his feet. That is called bare feet. So, never having owned shoes, his feet had developed cracks and somehow resembled those of an elephant. I noticed this for the first time. I hadn't noticed that the road was uneven. I didn't have to since I was wearing a pair of hunting boots. I checked my wallet and saw I still had around 40 rupees with me. A pair of canvas shoes would cost around 12 rupees. And the remaining amount would be enough for me to get to Bondila. Bondila is a place of work. Bondila is a place of this young man's work. And he checked his pocket. How much money is left with him. So he wanted to offer some money for his son, for his father, to buy new pair of shoes. So he checked his wallet. Wallet means purse. Pocket. And finally he had 40 rupees and he wanted to ask his father to buy canvas shoes, 12 rupees. And he wanted to give amount to his father to buy to protect his feet by purchasing a new pair of shoes. But father did not accept. My father protested, means not agreed with his son's money, not ready to take his money. What did he say? Son, give me an old pair. You can understand father's innocence and his affection with his son. My dear son, I don't want money. I want your old pair of shoes. You don't have to spend money on new shoes. I couldn't convince him to buy a new pair. Reluctantly means unwillingly. I gave him the hunting boots I was wearing. I then took out my pair of leather shoes from the trunk. And one more pair of shoes in his luggage box. He took out his pair of leather shoes by giving his father hunting boots. I noticed my father's face lighting up with contentment. Contentment means happiness. Contentment means satisfaction. Means happiness. When the old man received a pair of old shoes of his son, affectionate son, whom he loved very much, he felt very contented, means very satisfied, very happy. Because he is an uneducated person, but he loved his son very much. So this is common situation. This is common situation in the village background. And suddenly he looked at me and said, what did his father say? Take care, my son, write to us. Write to us means write letters to us to know about our whereabouts and to tell about you how you are at your place of work. You can understand the parental heart towards their children, how affectionate they are. Father wanted me to say something, but the bus started moving. Look at this. This is the picture. Yes. Understand? So the bus arrived and the son got into the bus and the bus started moving. His father wanted to say something to his son, but the bus started moving. I saw my father gradually receding into the distance. The bus was moving forward and his father was moving backward. This is natural. I saw that the road we had come by looked like a giant motionless road. Father would use the same road to go back home. Simultaneously, our journey started in two opposite directions, with me seated in the luxurious seat of bus and father walking back with the very legs on the pebble-strewn road. So, finally, in the last paragraph, the narrator wanted to differentiate between the two types of journeys. The first journey he was making by traveling in the bus, luxuriously, and father going back home on foot without any change. So the road was uneven road. So here the narrator's feelings are like this. As he was educated, he was enjoying his luxurious life. As his father was uneducated, they are facing the troubles. So, but this is not the right way of maintaining good human relations with our fellow beings, with our family members. So this is translated by D.P. Nath, written by Eshe Dorji Thongji. Look at this. So he is the author, Eshe Dorji Thongji. Right? Next, this is the glossary. Lethargy means the state of not having any energy or enthusiasm for doing things. Creeps develops slowly. Dilly-dally, taking a long time to do something or go somewhere or make a decision. Shun means to avoid something or somebody. White collar job means having no physical work, just like laborers. Officers are doing white collar job. and laborers are doing hard work. Dissuade means unable to convince. Plight means difficult situation. Guilt, unhappy feelings. Self-consciousness, feelings of nervousness. Contentment, feeling of happiness or satisfaction. Weary means very tired. So this is all about the narrative, the journey. Dear children, I hope you understood the concept of this reading. The main characters are an old father and an educated young man. And the location you can understand, hilly area. So without convenient and comfortable roads, without motorable roads, means the motor vehicles cannot move on that road, that pebble-strewn road, hilly area. And the speakers, you can understand, two speakers are there. One is an old father, and second one is an educated young man. So I would like to give you some homework on comprehension passage, because you will be asked in the examination to answer the comprehension questions. And the discourse is a narrative, and the main characters are an old father and an educated young man. And some questions. What are the questions? Try to understand. What is the importance of the young man's visit to his village this time? Why he came to this village this time? And he clearly mentioned that he had a purpose. Okay? Remember and answer the question. And what was the trouble this time the young man faced while going back to his place of work? As you know, we have already discussed the trouble. And how they moved on to place of bus stop. I mean, did they move on by talking with each other or not, like that? And finally, what did the father ask his son for? I mean, what did the old man ask his son to do? To give him 1 lakh rupees? Okay, try to remember the discussed concept and answer the questions. Okay, so here the journey, we have discussed 2 types of journeys in this reading. One is a luxurious one and the other one is a difficult one. Okay children, this is all about a reading, the journey in unit 3 of your 10th class English. Hope you understood the theme of this episode, the locations and the changes, and what are the changes while moving on to the bus stop. Okay. Thank you very much children. Let us see in our next session. Hope you will concentrate on your learning to improve your standard in English, and try to submit your homework which was given by the subject teacher in the next session. Okay? See.